Hello and welcome everyone to our videos all about energies. This is a video about August energy update. We do it every month and we have so much fun doing it. And I'm here with Peyton and Yaila, and we're going to give you the energy update for August 2022. Let's start with Peyton. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. So August, oh my God. Have y'all heard the Chinese curse that says, may you live in interesting times? Welcome to August. So when I checked in with the Pleiadians, one of the things that I always ask them is just what can we expect in the month of August? And so what they had for us, they said there are four main things that we can expect to see happening in August. And the first of those is they said that as light workers and starseeds, we will be very easily able to see the separation of timelines. So what they mean by this is as you are out in your daily life, looking around at just the world around you, it will be more and more obvious that you are on a completely different plane than most of the world. So they said that's one thing to look at as confirmation of all the work we have been doing. So what they said is that for light workers and starseeds and anyone who has been doing their personal work, the 3D world is going to start to step into the background. It's going to start to fade away, not be in our face so much, because we're not a vibrational match to it anymore. So that was one of the first things that they wanted us to look forward to in August. Now, the second thing that they said that we can expect is for light workers and starseeds that we are going to be starting to process more and more collective energy. And so what that means is we are being called to step up into our starseed missions to start processing bigger energies than we have ever had to process before. And they said that this can be a little bit bumpy as a process. It can be a little uncomfortable, but what it means is we are stepping into our starseed soul missions. And so many starseeds are here to shift very big collective energies. So if you are a starseed and you notice that you are starting to either bump into very big energies or have things that are difficult to shift in your life, this is what is happening. You are probably being called to start stepping up and working with global energies. So they said that that is something that is going to be taking place on a wide scale basis. Now, the other thing they said that we can expect in August is that it is a great time to expand our intuitive abilities. So if you are interested in developing your intuitive abilities, opening up all of those Claire senses, it's going to be very energetically supported in the month of August. So it's a great thing to start working on if you've always wanted to. And then the other thing they said that is very available to us in August is contact with our star families. So they said in particular that they being the Pleiadians, of course, are very interested in working with any humans who want to connect with them. So if that is something you have always wanted to do, whether it is connecting with your spirit guides or connecting with your star family, August is going to be a great time to start doing that. Again, it's going to be very energetically supported. Now, the second question that I always ask the Pleiadians is to give us an update on the ascension process. What is going on? And so what they had for us for August was they said that in June, this past month, we made a major timeline jump. And so when that happened, of course, there's a big energetic leveling up period. So what they said that we can be experiencing now as a result of that is that we're kind of in what they called a time of void. And so what that means is you may feel a little lost, a little stuck, a little disoriented. And so one way that I'm noticing this is that it feels like I'm caught between worlds. or like the world is kind of moving around me and I'm not really part of it. So I can totally see what the Pleiadians are talking about energetically. So this is something that you might notice, as we move through these next couple of weeks, that you feel this weird sense of almost being out of time, like you're separate from the world going on around you. So that is because of this big timeline jump that we made a few weeks ago. Now, something else that they said is going on as a result of the timeline shift is that we are being energetically prepared for the next phase of our ascension journey. So basically what's happening is the energies hitting the planet are being cranked up to 10. So if you are sensitive, you may have noticed this past week, especially being absolutely brutal. And what you're noticing is the turning up of the energies to prepare us for the next phase of the ascension process. So they said those things are kind of the after effects of the timeline shift that we just passed through a few weeks ago. And then finally, the other thing that they wanted us to know about the ascension process in general is that as light workers, if you are someone who has been feeling very pulled over the past couple of years to help people awaken, whether that is sharing news, information, disclosure, helping, trying to wake people up in the world around you, they said we can start to step back with that all souls have made their decision as to whether or not they will be ascending. And so it is not as important for light workers to be doing the heavy recruitment, heavy efforts to try to wake up the sleeping population. They said it's time to focus our energies in different directions. And the direction they encourage us to focus in is doing our own inner work. So any remaining issues that you have not integrated, this is the time to do that. And then the final thing that I always ask them to weigh in on is what are the energetic themes that we will be seeing in the next month? And they had two themes for us for August. And the first is that of surrender. So what they encouraged us to focus on as light workers and starseeds is doing our forgiveness work. So anything that is still triggering you, that is still bugging you, that is still pulling you out of alignment, it's time to clean that up. It's time to do our healing, our integration, and our forgiveness. So what they are encouraging us to do is tie up all of our loose ends. They said the time to do that is running out. So this is a great month, over the month of August, to do your final house cleaning. Because as they said, anything that you are resisting is just you resisting you. They said it's all you. And so it's time for us to do that final house cleaning. And then their final point, their final theme for August was that of what they call relevance. And no, not relevance. Hang on. Revelation. Okay. I knew it was one of those. Revelation. What they said is happening is that we are going to start seeing disclosures. And of course, we have heard this in the spiritual community for quite a while now. They said we are really going to start seeing that happen. But that as light workers, what they encourage us to do is not be distracted. They said the awakened community already knows this. You already know what is going on in the 3D realm that most people don't see. So what they encouraged us to do is not be distracted by it. They said, keep your focus on cleaning your house, and that is going to be the best way to make use of your month of August. So that's what the Pleiadians had for us. Yaila, what are you getting as a collective energy read?
Thank you so much, Peyton. I always love the messages that the Pleiades bring for you. Let me just tap into the collective. So of course, as you all know, I just tap into the collective as a whole. So let me just do that really fast. Beautiful. So this month for August, I'm getting a really strong, like golden yellow, almost like a canary yellow color for the collective. And whenever I see yellow, For me, that correlates to our third chakra and the properties of our third chakra. So when I'm asking why is this coming up for the collective, for anyone watching this video, and really quick before I forget, I always just like to ask for a quick blessing for anybody tuning in, that the information and healing where they're at is brought forth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so with this yellow, it is really tapping into your personal power, your confidence in yourself, your confidence in your alignment, your confidence in your connections, your confidence in how you want to be operating in the world around you. We're really going to be grounding into these last couple of years, and especially these last couple months, we've really been shown, and this has come through in a couple readings, where our values are, what's important for us, what do we want to be stepping into, what do we care about, because we are the creators of this. So really getting confident in your understanding of where you're at and where you want to go, and just really honoring that. So that's the strongest energy, kind of the overall energy. I'd just like to ask, what is important for the collective to know for August? And I don't know if it's just because I grew up in a sarcastic family, but my guides also bring a little tongue-in-cheek energy sometimes to what I'm looking at. But I just heard fun times, and it's almost like, prepare for what is going to be brought forth. Like, it's going to be some fun times for you, as far as watching what is going to be showing up in the world. And fun meaning, for us who have come to the planet, and for those of you tuning in that are interested in these videos, on some level, you have your own spiritual connection. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be interested in this type of conversation. And so for you watching this video, the fun times is really owning your stance and how you are connecting to the world, to the people, and relating to that. And you get to really, I call them energy experiments. You really get to play with how you want to use your energy. How do you want to feel the world around you? How do you want to impact the world around you, whether it's an individual person or actual things that you are connecting with? So on that level, if you can bring in a lot of amusement for what gets shown up in your space, it can actually be really fun, because you are the creator of your reality. You do have a say in what you want to align to and what you don't. So it can be fun on that aspect. However, the tongue-in-cheek tone to it also feels like it's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging to stay in your light. It's going to be challenging to honor your truth. It's going to be challenging to look at the world and the people around you with the lens of love. And so if you can make this not so much a game, but if you can stay above the energy, if you can make it fun, if you can add an amusement, and again, honor your true values, it can actually be a lot of fun. Versus, when things get hard, we can let it take us over. So just keeping it light and keeping the focus on, again, your true values and your true inner power, it can be a lot more fun. So bringing that in, let's see if there's anything we need to watch out for. They're giving me an image of, it's kind of like if you've ever gone swimming with someone who doesn't know how to swim, and they kind of latch onto you and almost like pull you down. There's kind of an energy of getting pulled down if you aren't swimming your strength. So watching what kind of energies are latching on, what's trying to pull you down, what are you matching vibrationally that's making it harder for you to stay afloat. So that's one thing you want to be very mindful of. And I love how the Pleiades were bringing in, really just, you don't have to be the one that's bringing people along. People have made their choice, and that kind of feels very similar to this type of energy. I've noticed within myself and people around me where you know, we're kind of like in this direction. And if you want to hop on board, if you want to swim along, if you want to walk in the same path, you're welcome to come, but I can't carry you anymore. Like I just energetically can't do that anymore. And it feels like that is the energy right now where people are making their choices, and there is going to be some strong energies that are going to try to keep you stuck and keep you pulled back, and you can't let them pull you down. You have to stay on your path and your focus and stay afloat for yourself. If you know they want to fly on the water, it's unfortunately their choice, and you know we say that with love, but at the same time you can't afford to let anybody pull you down with them. So just watch out for that pull down energy. And this can show up in a lot of different ways, right? It can show up emotionally if you just have someone in your life that constantly goes to complaints, constantly goes to the nitpicking, constantly goes to the doom and gloom, and that's just their world. I always just send them love, but I just can't be a part of those conversations anymore. And I highly recommend not letting yourself get stirred up in those types of situations either. You don't want that energy that's pulling you out of your natural light, your natural love, your natural truth. Let's see if there's any last messages for the collective. They're really highlighting honoring your inner wisdom, your gut instinct, your inner truth, your inner love for yourself and the values and the people around you. These energies are the most important for you at this time for August. Your inner wisdom is not going to lead you astray. You'll know it's your inner wisdom. You'll know it's from your higher guides because it's going to feel supportive. It's going to feel loving. If it ever feels crunchy or tight or confusing or unclear, you know, those are usually other energies. Your truth is clear, even if it doesn't make sense on paper, but you just have this inkling. That's the direction you want to follow. Let's see if there's any last things before we switch it to Corey. The last thing is they're bringing up watching what is stirring up fear for you. So again, that's part of that pulling you back energy, dragging you down. Watch what fear energies pop up, because fear isn't always absolute truth. There's a lot of manipulation that can happen with fear. And so the last message the guides are bringing in for the collective is you are always safe. You're always safe when you align to your heart, the God of your heart, to creative all that is, source, the universe, whatever you connect with, that higher power. Your spiritual practice is very important right now, and honoring whatever that connection to something bigger is going to be very supportive for you. So just know that you are always safe. We are not on this path for doom and gloom and to get sucked under. We are on this path to really honor our truth, really get strengthened into the next level. So usually when you're up leveling, the world around you kind of feels like it's crumbling a little bit. We talked about that in our Dark Night of the Soul video. I love that we just actually completed opening your third eye video. So how the Pleiades were bringing in trusting your intuition. This is the time to really honor your inner wisdom and your truth. And you're always safe. You always have support. You always have guidance. So this is not a time to let the fear pull you back, drag you down. This is the time to really stay above and really stay on your own path. So I will end it there, sending a blessing to everybody watching this video that you keep your truth, your love, your light, and your amusement. Corey, how about you?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, ladies. You're always so amazing in your energy updates and everything that you do. So August 2022, hold on to your hats. Yeah. As I mentioned lately in all the videos, and I feel like I'm a broken record. However, we are moving into the Aquarian age. Peace, love, Bobby Sherman. For those of you who know who Bobby Sherman are. And everything has to be brought down before we go into that Aquarian age. And so August, take a deep breath. Just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. August will give us the opportunity to breathe. It's going to be a lot of energy. And as I was saying, for our July, the energy is ramping up. It's been ramping up for quite some time. And so in August, we actually, at this point, we have a lot of planets that are retrograde. So on the 24th, Uranus is going to go retrograde, Uranus in Taurus. We have Saturn that's retrograde. We have Jupiter that's retrograde. We have Neptune that's retrograde. And that's a time for reflection, rewind, renew, rethink. So August gives us that opportunity to breathe, go within, review, renew, and redo a lot of the things that we've set in motion prior to all these planets going retrograde. So I always say the first half of August is going to be in Leo, and that's our heart space, our life force. Leo is ruled by the sun. That's our life force energy, and Leo also rules the heart. So it's being in our heart space. And the second half of August is going to be in Virgo. Virgo is on the lower side, can be very critical. On the higher side, Virgo pays attention to detail, is organized, but can also be highly critical, which is good if you're using constructive criticism on yourself this month. We have a Mercury enters Virgo on August 3rd. And Mercury is the mind. So we will be thinking about details, but we can also be very critical of others. So hold on to your hats. Stay in your own lane. There's going to be a lot of craziness out in the world. And so it's a time to get ourselves organized, to go within, to connect to source, just like the other ladies were saying. And Venus will enter Leo August 11th. So that is a fun energy if we choose fun. There's our big choices. I loved what you said, Peyton, about the timelines and the separations. This is a choice to either use this energy for reflection, for the self, for our spiritual practice, to focus on having fun. Or, and I know that a lot of you out there are empaths, so we feel all the energy that's going on in the collective. And we have the choice to notice, okay, that's the energy in the collective. As we always say in all of our videos, energy is either ours or not ours. And to be in meditation and to really truly know your own self helps so much as to determine what's your energy and what's not. So the collective energy is going to be full on out there. And we can choose to have fun with that energy instead of matching the collective energy and not being very nice and highly critical to one another. Also on the 11th, the moon and Saturn are coupled in Aquarius. So again, this is an introspective energy, and it's the divine feminine. And the divine feminine, even if you're a male, is our intuition. It's a great month to go within. August 20th, Mars enters Gemini, and this is going to be a very long energy because it's going to, Mars is the output energy, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it's the mind, it's our thinking. So we have the opportunity to not get into our heads, but to actually use our thinking to focus on ourselves and to do what we need to do to get through this period of time. Also, Gemini is information research. So again, like Peyton was saying, the Pleiades were telling us that there will be a lot of information being put out into the world, that Mars put out, brought out into the world. Also, Mars will retrograde later on in the year. It will retrograde in Gemini and then move forward again. So we will have this Mars and Gemini energy until March of 2023. So watch your mouth, because we can open mouth. I have a lot of Sag in my chart. That's the open mouth, insert foot sign, speaking before you think. But it is that Gemini information highway. It's going to be in the fast lane. And so we will be getting a lot of information. Could be disclosure. And in that, in the sun being in Leo, it might roar back at you. Or people may not want to hear it and roar back at you. So it's a big energy, and it will be going on for a while, for 6 months. On August 22nd, the sun enters Virgo. So again, it's that big energy. It's the big, Virgo itself is not a huge energy, but because it's coupled with everything else, it can be very critical of others and critical of ourselves. So be good to yourself. That spiritual practice right now, meditation, breathing, and organizing. Just organizing your thoughts, because Mars will be in Gemini, organizing where you live, where you work, is a way to use this energy. Virgo is also the sign of purity. So it is time to purify your body, your energetic body. Clean out all those things that do not serve you anymore. That opportunity to purify. We have also the big energy, which is continuing on, and it really ramped up the last week of July, is that Mars, the Mars-Uranus North Node conjunction. That North Node is our destiny point. We have a lot of energy hitting the North Node right now, which is in Taurus, the destiny point. We will have a lot of energy that is going to shift really fast, because Uranus, again, is conjuncting the North Node on the 27th of August. But we've had this energy for a while, and that's why there's been so many shifts and changes. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. It's a destiny point. Now is the time to go with it. We also have a full moon in Aquarius on August 11th. So that's the opportunity. Well, it's actually, the energies there are, do you want to move towards the collective or be more to the self? So if we do our inner work, our inner healings, our meditation, purify our energies, and take that opportunity to rewind, review, we can be better for the collective. So it's the polarity between, in that full moon, Aquarius, full moons are the release point. We want to release on a full moon. and we have the opportunity to release the things that no longer serve us personally. That's for the betterment of the whole. So that will be, the message that just came in is around the full moon. What just came in, my guides just told me, is we're going to be seeing more galactic signs on the planet. I know that there's been some out there, but my guides are telling me intuitively right now that around that full moon in Aquarius on the 11th, watch out, watching the sun. I mean, not watching the sun, look out into the sky. Actually, for the whole of August, but around that full moon in Aquarius, you'll see some galactic sightings. Interesting. All right. And then on August 27th, we have a new moon in Virgo. So that's a great time. That's a manifestation point to manifest. And you've had a lot of the month of August to organize your thoughts, organize your space, organize your energetic field, and to purify it. So it's a great time to have a new moon in Virgo, August 27th. Look, for the rest of the year, the energies are ramping up. They're getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And for the next 6 months, with that Mars in Gemini, a lot of information is going to be disclosed. I'll just say it, disclosed. So hold on to your hats. Hold on to your hats. It all needs to happen. The old needs to go out so that we can bring in the new. And this is the evolution on our planet right now. So the more you can stay connected to your spirit guides, God, creator, whatever it is that you call it, practice. It's a good time to be in a spiritual practice. So that's what I've got for August. Wow, wow. All right, any other input, ladies? All right. Thank you so much for joining us for our energy update. We love doing these energy updates for you all. And please, we'd like to have your comments. We love to get your comments, and it helps us help you. All of our social medias will be listed down below. We do that for Peyton because we just love her. All of our social media is listed down below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment. And let us know how your August went. We want to know. We want to know. So take care, everyone. Be good to yourselves. And remember that love is the most important energy and vibration that we can embody, give, and receive. Bye for now.
Corey, you cracked me up. You did a little Jerry Maguire. Help us, help you.